That's an oldie but a goodie. Let's not get copyright infringement. Happy Friday to the Facebook multiverse. This is the Bakers coming to you live on a Friday evening. Good evening to one and all. This is Mr. and Mrs. Live from the couch.
You're not even in frame there.
I'm not in frame. I didn't want to infringe on the tiger. You see, the tiger is like, the tiger is one of my favorite animals.
It is.
Big cat rescue. For lions, but tigers. What? So, hope everyone's had a safe week, a productive week, a good week, or whatever you needed your week to be. For some of us, it's been back to school week and back to, well, not really back to school, but resuming school, distance learning.
True. For some of us here up north.
We're realizing how hard the teachers work, because now that the parents have to be engaged full time with that, but we're not going to talk about that because we've had enough of it. The principal here,
a long week.
The headmistress here says we are not going to talk about that right now. I am but at best the vice principal, the janitor, substitute teacher sometimes when the main teacher can't cover classes. But it's been quite an intense week. And one of the things that helps ease the burden sometimes are friends. We got to talk about friends tonight. Right, babe? Sure. It was her idea, but she's going to put it on me. We're going to talk about friends. The real ones, the fake ones, the sometimesy ones. What are your thoughts on friends, babe?
Hard to come by.
Hard to come by. Precious resource. I'm fortunate to have some really good friends. One of whom did this similar topic like a week ago on his radio show. Shout out to Jamal Carson Wright. Where did you meet most of your enduring friends?
School.
What level
work,
of school?
College.
Work, school.
College, high school.
College, I think I met my best friends, enduring friends in college. There were some cool people in high school, though. You still friends? How far back do you have friends from?
Middle school.
Middle school.
Me and Kendra have been friends since middle school.
Shout out to Kendra. I have like maybe 2 or 3 friends from elementary school. One really good one. Big shout out to Sha Franklin. But the higher up you go, it's like the more the friend base gets thicker, the higher up you go in the educational chain. Like the people that's with you from kindergarten, those are the rare, true blue ones. You have like one of those that you knew from like back then, right? Like
no, I have 3.
3?
Yes.
Very cool. So it's Joel and
Sarita.
Shout out to Sarita and Kendra. But Kendra's middle school though.
Yes. Well, no, she's more like elementary than middle.
Elementary. When we start to think back how long ago elementary school was, it's pretty remarkable to have like that kind of enduring bond with people for that long. What do you think of the criteria, or like what kind of people are able to stay connected for that long length of time, or what is it about people that makes you able to stay connected with them for that long?
I guess it's all about how well you know the individual and how well your personalities get along.
Compatibility. That's important. What else? Reliability. I think people who are consistent, people who are. When you know people for that long, they you know pretty much a lot. You know pretty much everything about them. If not mostly everything about them. It's kind of hard to know a person to a certain level and still be cool with them sometimes. Because we all have like the representatives or like the upfront face that we give that, you know, it's like the first date versus 10th date versus knowing someone for 5 years. Friends, I think, are the same way. I mean, if you know someone casually in whatever setting, it's easier for them to kind of put up a who they want you to believe they are versus who they really are. When you know someone for 20 years, yeah, you're in. There's like not much that they can hide from you, I don't think, at that point, in terms of who they really are, or who they.
True. Very true. Very true. I've known some good women, not good, some good men for a very long time, and they're like family. I don't have really a real good family base, but I love my brothers and they are awesome. I wouldn't know what to do without, but my friends are like my family. I have adopted, and they have adopted me, and it's all worked out. I am very much loved and blessed. I couldn't ask for more. But over time, I've run into those shady ones as well who
Mm.
perpetrate being something that they're not.
Hmm. So the interesting thing you said there about and I heard this somewhere. I can't attribute it, but friends are the family that you choose, and therefore, like the random spin of the universe just plops us in whatever family they put us in, for better or worse. You can't pick who you're related to. Sometimes you might, and I might be the person they might wish, like, yeah, I wish I had another brother, son,
But you
cousin,
can't.
but you can't. You stuck with me. But you get your friends. You get to choose them,
You do.
and you get to choose who's there from the beginning, who gets to stick around, and that's important. That's important because there's that level of choice and bond and brotherhood. I have two siblings. I love them both, but I didn't pick them. But my brothers that I roll with, those dudes, I literally, they're my guys because they're my guys. Um, so I mean, friendship is very important. And these times when we're kind of separated from different aspects of life and separated from um, people and places that we used to know, like, have you found that you're more that you communicate more or less with your friends now that you're limited in terms of movement and
I feel like I talk to them even more.
mm,
I talk to my friends even more. They have really shown that we haven't been that far. That we just been busy, and the less busy we are, the more time we make for each other, and that is awesome. I think I talk to my friends more now than I did when before this whole quarantine even started. And I love it because I get to keep up with everybody even more. So I wonder how you guys are doing out there. Are you guys connecting more with your family and friends during all this time right now? And with COVID and how everything is doing, because you can't go out and see my mom, so you got to call her even more.
yeah,
You
my mom.
can't go and
Shout
see
out
your
to
cousins, so you got to
big
call them even
mamas.
more. You can't hang out and have girl night, so you got to call them and have that girl night. So it is definitely really nice
I
to
have to give credit to you because you helped me discover technology as a means of keeping in touch with people. Because it's like she'll be walking around the house. She has like a nightly conference call of girlfriends, and they're having a great time and they're laughing with each other. And I'm like, wait a second. This window you're looking into and seeing your friends, might I partake? I could probably reach out to my friends as well. So one morning, I was like randomly video calling my friends. I know I scared the hell out of them because they're like, "What the hell's got them call?" And the kind of friends I keep are the kind of friends that the relationship doesn't require daily contact. It doesn't require us to talk every day, every week. It just don't. When we tune back into each other, if we see each other, it's like not a beat is missed. And I think I've kind of consciously chosen those kind of friends because I'm not an everyday contact kind of person. That's just one of my um, things probably carried over and inherited from my mom. She's not a
You know
everyday
what?
contact
I've
kind of
been that
person either.
way as well. I mean, I talk to some people fewer, and as soon as I get on the phone with them, it's like I never missed a beat. Or as soon as we get together, I never miss a beat.
Isn't that a beautiful thing?
But because of COVID and wanting to make sure everybody is mentally healthy and everybody's going through being a parent or not being a parent or living alone or not having a spouse or partner there with them, I am the type of friend who will definitely be calling and checking on you and seeing how you're doing mentally, physically, and just how you're enduring during this time. So
A good friend, a good
I'm
friend,
that
a
girlfriend
caring
that is
person.
always calling and saying, "Hey, let's call. What's
Haven't
going
heard from you.
on? Haven't heard from you."
You rally them.
Um,
You're like the rallying
I
point.
do. He teases me, but I do. Ever since we were in quarantine, I think like I said, these women have always been my friends, but I haven't taken that time to always make that time for any of them because my life is so busy.
You take a
But
lot for granted, especially when
I
you move around
definitely
a lot. Like she
definitely
moves around a lot, a
and
lot, a
I
lot.
am always moving. And during this quarantine, it slowed me down enough to say, "Hey, reach out to your friends, check and make sure how you're doing. And moms, especially, and just making sure that everyone is staying mentally healthy, being locked inside with their children for days, and without that, being able to hand them off to grandparents or family members or what have you. So, or even being able to send them to school these days. So I am always trying to check on people to see how they're doing, because I do care. I do care. And I want everybody to be well.
When you get in touch with someone and you haven't spoken to them for a while, and you do those kind of wellness checks on them, is there any way that you can tell? Can you tell whether they're doing okay or if they're having a moment?
Oh yeah. If they're my friends, oh yeah. Please, you can tell it from the voice. They're 1 minute they're happy. Hey, what's going on? And then you'll hear the tone change, and I'm like, okay, I'm waiting, and they know what I'm waiting for. Just give it to me. Just throw it on me. I'm listening. I'm here to listen, and that's my job, is to listen, not to give my opinion or what I think, because it doesn't matter. I'm not living your life. You're my friend, and you're living that life. I'm not living it, and I'm just here to be supportive in it.
There's like a precious few people in my life who can tell something's wrong just by listening to me on the phone. So that's going to be well, this lady right here, my mother, probably my sister, and one of my friends. I'm not gonna say which one, but one of them always knows. Like, what's up, man? I can tell. What's up? What you going through now? But you said something, and I don't want to lose the point, but I think I may have already lost the point. My senior brain. There was something you were saying about. We'll get back. We'll get back to it.
Okay.
But that keeping in touch with people in quarantine and talking to them more so than before.
Yes.
Social media is an interesting thing because it kind of gives us the impression that we're in touch with people that we really aren't. It's like, oh, I just saw such and so. Yeah, it was just his kid's birthday. Yeah, so you didn't see him. You saw his post and you hit like or you commented or whatever, but y'all haven't spoken in however long. Sometimes I think social media makes us a little socially distant. It was making us socially distant before actual social distancing.
But people feel like they're connected to you because they saw a post.
They do.
But they are so far away, and it's like, those are my friends, but they're not really your friends, because your friend would have picked up the phone or messaged you or and text you or.
It kind of keeps you static. It kind of keeps you in this way of. So there's a time when you, like, if you haven't spoken to someone in a long time, you feel that, okay, I should reach, I need to talk to such and so. The social media kind of makes you feel like it's like giving you a cookie when you're really hungry and you should eat a meal, but it's give you a gummy bear. And you're like, oh yeah, no, I ate, I'm good. And it's like, but that soul nurturing kind of sharing and connecting is just totally missing. Enter things like this where now we're virtually talking to those friends in some way, shape, or fashion.
Some way, shape, or form, friends or family. But at the end of the day, it's like understanding yourself and understanding what the people around you, and understanding the friends that you have around you, and whether you are the closest of connect with them or not, you should still always reach out to the people you love and the people you know. Even sometimes associates that you don't know. You never know who may need that phone call, who may need that pick me up for the day, or that laugh that you may bring to someone. So definitely, if you have time in your day this weekend, that person you have in your Rolodex that you always are fond of, but you just never had time for, reach out and just say hello.
That's
or
an
shoot a
excellent
text.
public service announcement.
Shoot a text.
I think everyone should make some time for that. I mean, it's so important to your mental well-being. Like you're checking on somebody else, somehow it has an effect on you.
Yes.
When you've done that, there's a feeling of accomplishment, of connection, of something that you don't realize is missing until you have that connection point. It's like, man, I was hungry. I really was hungry. That turkey leg just made me realize those gummy bears wasn't enough.
Need connection with people in the outside world. We were not made to be isolated. God did not. Well, if you believe in God, I know we do. We were not meant to be isolated. We are people, and we are meant to communicate and to be around others. And we release endorphins when we are amongst a group of people, whether positive or negative. in that group, and it makes us either feel good or it makes us feel bad. But sometimes, the majority of the time,
That
it's
makes us
good.
feel.
But you
Makes us
feel
feel,
something,
you feel.
especially if you don't know how you're going through
The
your
girls are
week.
calling out, we should put them up on
How you're going to my girlfriend conference call is happening.
the mom conference call is
The
happening
mom
now.
conference-
Moms, call in, moms. Send the moms the link.
But
They're real friends.
there it is, definitely, you never know, and you may have your girlfriend who is struggling pregnant and she looks beautiful in all those pictures on Facebook or on Instagram, but you never know if she just may need somebody else to talk to outside of her immediate circle, because Lord knows we're all ready to switch households right now. We're all down for the wife, family, husband swap right now, right? Or the
That's
kid
an
swap.
interesting idea.
Are we down for the kid swap? I'll give you mine, you give me yours.
Quarantine household swap. That should be a new video game.
Swap.
Not video game show. Quarantine household swap.
I'm trying
Let's just
to tell
pop
you,
some
listen.
people.
Yeah,
Dad swap.
Dad swap. There you go.
No, I wouldn't swap you guys for anything. I wouldn't swap my family for anything.
I love you too. I wouldn't swap you either. But this to show you how to appreciate us. But
appreciation is so important, and
true friend appreciation is good. Family appreciation is good. But again, it is about loved ones and the people we know, the people we're
Joanne,
affiliated
shout
with.
out to Joanne. Joanne agrees with us.
People we're affiliated with, and it's nothing wrong to reach out with them. Sometimes people play such a strong face on Facebook, but you got to remember those pictures are just a glimpse into someone's life for a moment in time.
That's the shutter snap.
The shutter snap of a camera cannot reflect a person's whole entire day or their month.
Have you ever looked at any pictures that you've taken, and you're a photography person?
I am a photographer.
Have you ever looked at any of the
I
pictures?
didn't know I was a photographer.
She's a photographer. She's her own private model.
Yeah.
She has a portfolio. She doesn't share it with everyone because it's not for Facebook, but she has a whole portfolio.
I do have a portfolio
of beautiful pictures,
and it is
beautiful
not
photos
for the public.
Beautiful.
It is my own artwork.
And she is a work of art.
My own
But have you
work.
ever looked at any photo you've taken and thought about the moment in time right before that photo or right after that photo? The part that people couldn't see, but the photo takes you back to that point and you remember that fight or the accident or the whatever that happened, like okay, I got a moment in time smiling, but you guys have no idea what's going on behind the scenes of that picture. There's a few pictures that do that for me.
I don't know. I don't. You know what? If I'm not in the mood to smile, you will rarely see me in a picture. If I'm not in the mood to be in front of that camera.
No, but you do your sassy face. You do.
Unless my kids catch me in a photo.
She does that a lot.
Unless my kids catch me in a photo that it was unbeknownst to me, that's the only way you're gonna catch me in that kind of mental moment.
Because
like
you don't do phony.
Ava captures a picture.
You don't do phony. That's why your photographs are like that.
I don't.
Say most of us have been trained to just smile for the photo. Doesn't matter if you feel like up, down, just smile. She will not. She will show on her face exactly what was really there in the moment. What do you call it? What is my motivation? When you're an actor, she shows her motivation right on her face. And all my daughters have that. What do we call it? A parental inheritance of that face that shows. If they're displeased with you, the face will just.
The face. Oh, the face.
The ice grill.
That's on here.
The inherited ice grill from I have quite the ice grill, but I also have
the
many
face.
phony faces too.
You do. You have some.
I have a whole array of phony faces.
And he has even a laugh. Everything. His laugh is hilarious. When he does his phony laugh, it's hilarious.
My business casual laugh?
Yes, that's hilarious.
So
I find it funny.
So I took that.
I don't
that's copyright infringement because I borrowed that laugh from someone else. I learned it very early on from someone I consider like my mentor and professional father.
And that's funny because
you know who he is too.
Yeah, and I'm like,
shout out to Mr.
That
Alvarez.
laugh is just hilarious. Armand. It makes me laugh when I hear him do the laugh, and I'll call him out for his
That's my guy. He taught me like so much, including.
In case y'all wanted to know what it was, that's it. Okay, now that was a real one, but it was the one before that.
Belly. Oh man, friends. The impression, the stuff that you get from your friends. We talk about inheritance, and our daughters inherited your ice grill or mine, whichever the case may be. You inherit things from your friends too. When you spend a significant amount of time with people, either start to laugh like them, or you do certain things. There's certain habits that you can pick up from your friends.
You think so?
I believe people impress upon each other. I believe we're constantly learning from each other. We take like cues from each other that almost infectious. It's not in a viral bad way, but people leave their imprint on each other, I think, after they spent a significant amount of time together.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We do. I mean, the whole cliche about finishing each other's sentences. Yeah, sometimes.
Him just getting to meet my best friend and realize that me and him are just alike is a surprise to this guy. Like, who else could I be friends with?
I never thought I'd meet a male Ivy. I have met him.
Yes,
He's real.
yes.
He's real.
He is real. And it's just like we've imprinted on each other through our childhood, through our years of knowing each other, that we even live our lives in very similar fashions, and we're very passionate about our families. To a crazy
very degree. Loyal people, very when they're about you, they're about you. But I think friends do influence each other's behaviors. That's why sometimes, like when you're young, and your parents will say, you know, they don't want you running with a certain crowd of people. I don't want you hanging out with that such and so from up the street, because there's that implied they're going to influence who you are, and I don't want to be raising that kid, so you stay away from them. Even as we go and progress through life, I think it's really interesting how friendships change as you get older and you start to move through those phases of life where, okay, at one point you're all single together, then some of you start getting married, having kids, doing different things, and the relationship changes. A lot of those relationships, fortunately, can endure through that, but some of them change, and then some of them like drift apart because of that. Because just like the mom back in the day, the wife says, you know what, I don't want you hanging out with such and so you used to run the street with. No more art for you. I think I've been banned from at least a couple of households. On the low, shout out to those dudes that I still have to be like, hey, what's up, man? Like, yeah, she can't know it's you on the phone.
That is silly. Oh my gosh.
It's like co-defendants or guys who used to knock over jewelry stores together. Like, you can't be seen with your known affiliates because when you guys get together, you're gonna try to rob a casino. Like, no, we don't do that anymore.
I've not been banned from any girlfriends talking to me. No husbands have ever banned me. I cannot say.
No husbands have ever banned you.
No.
We talked about.
But
we talked about
but
your best
wives.
friend.
There were wives that have banned me,
but
not because not because of any nefarious reasons.
Ladies just trying to control her household.
Just trying to control her household, I guess.
But micromanage her household.
Pretty much. But
shout out to the micromanagers.
Shout out to them.
What do you think about that? Are there any people whom you would say, okay, I'm gonna manage who you're friends with? Because you're not overly you're not overly like that.
No.
But is there any particular type of friend that I could have had in past that you say, you know what? Yeah,
you've had rainbow of friends. Get out of here. Get out of here. At the end of the day, I trust this man's judgment, so it doesn't make a difference.
You scared some of them off.
I'm going to be me regardless, and he has to deal with me, so it doesn't matter who he's friends with. He knows at the end of the day he has to come home and deal with me, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, I do. So it doesn't matter. And anyone who's your friend needs to respect that.
And if they can't, there you go, pretty much. I'm like, dude, like, wow.
You get the face.
But you know what? I've never given your friends the face. Never.
I'd like to hear from some of my friends right now.
I don't think I have.
Fellas, have you? No, you've never given them the face, but they've seen your face change, and then they'd be like, okay, we're gonna leave now.
Because he was in trouble.
Because there's trouble afoot.
The face was at him, not at the front.
The face just scares everyone away.
No, I don't blame the friends for
something's about to go down.
I'm the type of person, I don't blame any of his friends for any actions that this grown man decides to do. And I wouldn't want him to blame any of my girlfriends for any action that I decide to do. It wouldn't be fair, it wouldn't make sense, and it wouldn't be right. Because we're not children. Okay? We're not teenagers. And we're all grown-ups here. So it doesn't matter who I was with when I did X, Y, and Z.
Friends take the fall. Right?
Listen, if you're there to alibi me, that's one thing.
That was all Pete.
But
you know that's Pete.
An alibi is an alibi. I still did it. She didn't make me do it. Right? So why blame that person for doing what they were supposed to do?
So you're not one who believes in the accessories to
No.
the whatever. It's
No.
like, no, it's about you. If you're reformed, then we're
Yeah.
square. If
Yeah.
you're not reformed, then
You're the problem.
no matter who
If you are the problem, it doesn't matter who you hang with, you will always be the problem. The friend is not the problem. The friend is doing what a friend's supposed to do, which is be a friend.
Married to a smart woman.
So, no. I don't have a problem with people.
Has any friend that you've had ever done something that was just a bridge too far for you, where you say, okay, I can't mess with you anymore?
Yes, I've had some associates.
Not just okay. So there's different levels. So there's the person doing something to you, but then there's the person just doing something of their own accord, and like just making certain life choices, and it's like, you know what, I can't go with you there.
Yes.
Have you ever any examples?
I've had some friends that just lifestyles didn't match up, where we may have been college friends or colleagues, and everything were fine, but in our personal life might not have matched up with how I conduct myself. To a degree, I might have to sever that friendship, and that's okay. My whole thing is, I don't mind how you choose to live your life, as long as your life doesn't start to infringe on mine. And when that happens, then you've crossed the line.
I think there's a lot of wisdom to that, because I mean, if people like to, if a person likes to bowl and you hate bowling, maybe, but more, that's a bad example. Drinkers hang out with drinkers.
If a person likes
drinkers
to bowl,
hang out with drinkers.
I can come and support you bowling. Right? Smokers not all smokers hang out with smokers.
It makes for a good match.
No, I don't know.
I don't have any friends who don't drink. Shout out to those who drink. I don't have any friends who don't drink. I don't trust people who don't drink.
He always says that.
Just don't.
But then he married somebody who really doesn't drink.
I married a lightweight.
Yeah,
the irony.
Where's the irony? It's because you don't.
But I can get her to take a sip. You guys saw it on one of the other lives.
I will sip. Every now and then, I have no problem.
But it's important to be able to share, like, and it's not like if you casually do something, like, every once in a while I like to throw darts. Like, you don't have to love that. But if I'm about darts, like every time you see me, all I'm talking about these darts. Man, I threw this dart. Man, I was like 50 feet, and I threw it, and I hit it right there. If that's that person, you can't be friends with that person if you're not into
you can
parlor dart games.
I am not bisexual or gay. I'm a strictly heterosexual woman. I have gay friends. I have bisexual friends. I have pansexual friends. And I love them all. And I'm not into any of what they're into, but I love who they are as a person and as people. And they're awesome.
That is an interesting metaphor, and not even metaphor. It's an interesting correlation, because I mean, who people date or are romantically linked with is kind of it's a serious part of who they are, but it's not like it's a hobby or something that you have to share with them.
Not. And I
right?
don't.
So you guys can go out to a club, no matter what the preference of your friend. You can go out to a club and you can both meet somebody. Okay. But if they were a shut-in, or they, all I like to do is hoard cardboard boxes since the incident, like then you couldn't.
But that's the thing.
Couldn't vibe with them on that level.
I'm friends with socially awkward people and very social people at the same time. And I am by far, if you don't know me, I am a socially awkward person. So
you're a socially beautiful person.
I
say that.
I'm an
no
inward person. I like to stay inside and do my own thing in my own space, and I don't like to go and invade other people's spaces.
The cat is out of the bag. This glamorous lady that sits next to me,
social butterfly.
She's an introvert.
I am an introvert, and that's just who I am. And anybody who knows me knows that, and that's okay. And the people who I know who are not, they still love me for me, and I don't have to be that, and that's okay.
That's important. That acceptance and that comfort level. Do you think that when it comes to friends, that opposites attract as they do in affairs of the heart? Do opposites attract, or are people who are more the same apt to be friends, do you think?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of both. I think with friendships, friendships is different from relationships, because it's not that sexual, emotional, driven, territorial thing. A friendship is a friendship. So you can be a friend with an array of different kinds of people who are mentally on your social altitude or below it or above it. Just to be able to give yourself in a range of people to deal with and to understand. And that way you get to understand all people in all walks of life. And I think I had a rainbow of friends.
So let me tell you something that an old friend of mine used to say. And it was always kind of controversial when they'd say that. She said it. Every friend you have, whether it's two men, and she used to like to make the correlation between like me and my friend Adon. So you guys were attracted to each other. Mm. Every friend you made, she like you. There was an attraction between you because it's like, all right, you met this dude, and it's like, oh, this dude's cool or whatever. At some point, you guys have to either exchange numbers or something. It's like, I want to see this guy again. I want to hang out with this guy. Now, in our case, I use my friend as an example. He and I lived in like the same dorm buildings, so we'd see each other all the damn time. But at some point, when we were removed from that environment, we had to make a conscious choice that, you know what, I want to be affiliated with this person. I need to keep track of you. What do you think about that attraction element in friendship? Male, female, everybody. Like everybody just, you know, you and your man's is attracted to each other.
It's not that kind of attraction. It's not the same kind of attraction that you would be to a mate. It's a different kind of attraction. We click, we bonded, we vibed, right? This is that kind of attraction. Me and this person, me and her got together, we just started talking, wow, she's cool. We vibe. That's the attraction part that is being related to you at that point, not the kind of attraction that would be to a spouse or to a potential mate, but to vibe with another human being. When you make that consciousness groove and you guys start talking and kicking, you're like, man, that person is really cool. I'm really vibing with that person.
And you get that awkward
moment.
Resist
that. You want to continue that vibe, so you reach out to the person again.
Or maybe it just happens for men because we have so many hang-ups about sexuality and being perceived in different ways or whatever. The point where you've met this really cool guy at the party, it's like, all right, like, look, it's not like that, but dude, let me get your number. And it's like, it's hard for us. It's like we're backward.
Why?
Dudes who were raised in a certain era from certain parts of the world and whatever, we have these hang-ups sometimes where it's like it's difficult to show affection to like a new dude. No, I'm just saying it's like it's.
I mean, I get it.
It's a cultural hang-up. It's like, okay, how do I continue this conversation with this guy without making it weird?
But my thing is, if you and that person, if you and that person had a conversation and you were vibing and you were riffing on something that was a common factor that you both understood and linked on, then the next progression was, let me get your contact information.
As a grown man, it's easy. Like, yeah, take my card.
Take my card. Here's my contact, and all is good, right? So no other inferences would have been implied by that. I think that's.
And this is like a younger conversation. This is like us in our 20s. Like, man, that dude was really cool. That's like, why didn't you get his number? Lost a friend. How about the new friends? New friends.
I think
the young man from Canada said no new friends. On the basis of when you meet people at a certain point of your life, exactly. Before you become whoever you become, that's granted and given that you become something better than you started out as, which hopefully that's the point of life. A point after which, if you meet people, you can't be sure of their intentions because you don't know if they're really interested in you or what you have. Now, most of us aren't Drake. We don't have Drake level money or success.
So we should be able to make new friends because we're not Drake. And we don't have people trying to be friends with us for our.
But are you on a certain level? But are you more? Are you? Stay out of my pocket. Are you more suspicious of people you meet now in your older form than you might have met and already had friendships with already?
No. No, I'm not. I feel like everyone comes into your life for a reason.
I think they like you for your dog, your fancy dog.
My fancy dog.
Her dog gets all the attention anytime we go anywhere.
He's always talking about the dog.
The dog is Brad Pitt.
The dog is Brad. He's a very rare dog. He's a beautiful dog, but he's not making me friends. He's not making me friends. But at the end of the day, he gets attention, but he's not making me friends. But I believe people are like leaves on a tree. They come into your life for a reason, and you learn things from them, like seasons, all the time. And to not embrace a new relationship with a person for whatever reason would be kind of not being able to teach yourself something new about yourself that this person may have. God has brought them into your life.
He heard us mention him.
He talked up the dog, and now Bowser is.
And here he is.
And I don't even know how he got here because I
now that's interesting, and I'm going to devil's advocate you because both you and I have something in common. Even being introverts and extroverts, we don't really trust people. Neither one of us. Not as far as we can throw them. We just act differently toward them. I'm just magnanimously phony. Phony the word. Whereas
yes, you're phony.
I don't trust you. Stay back. But we don't trust people, generally speaking.
I'm not a very trusting person, but what I am is I give people an opportunity to see what they're here for. But trust and believe, I'm always keeping an eye on. I'm vigilant to keep an eye on why you are here. And if it is to either for me to help you or for you to help me or for me to learn from you or you to learn something from me, either way it goes, I'm open to those possibilities. I don't shut them down immediately because I don't know everything. And there's always somebody that I can meet that can teach me something. He is stupid, but he knows.
That's not what you had said the other day.
Really.
Because I was wrong, remember? And you were. She does know everything sometimes.
He's the one that's always right. Let him tell it.
I'm right for a living, but it's just what they pay me for.
Too right, not because he's
to
right.
Be right. To right. Well, one must be right first. You must be right in your here and in here, and then it can flow to the page. But we don't trust people. So what are your filters like? What are your criteria when you come across a new person? What is the screening process of evaluating what is this person here for? Are their intentions good? Can I actually trust them or have the potential to trust them? Because trust takes a long time to build.
I listen.
You listen.
I listen to them and what they have to say. If we're having a conversation, I'm listening intently to what they're saying to me, how they're saying it, the tone of what they're saying. And then I think after a week or two, you can really find out the person's intentions and what they are, and if you want to carry on that friendship or not. I really believe that. And I'm the type of person, I'm going to talk to you for a while. I'm going to talk to you and I want to figure you out.
Because I'm thinking back to like even when we were first introduced to each other.
Yes.
And you listened a lot. What did I do? You talked a lot.
And listened a lot.
No, you talked a lot. And I let you talk. Now, one of the things that a person can do to you is, or do to get close to you.
Oh, he's going to tell you his tactics.
I'm not going to tell him tactics.
These are his
tactics. Games. Let the person talk and just listen. Be like them playing handball with themselves. They will eventually divulge, unless they are cagey like us. Most people will open themselves and tell you all their business and like, oh my God, you're such a good listener. And you just, yeah. Oh, me and you are so much alike. I haven't told you anything about me. You told me everything about you, and I've just been the wall against which you are playing handball. People love to do that. And
those people are not my
friends. Because you're listening. Wait, the people who are talking all the time? Or you have at least one friend that all she does is shout out to, we ain't gonna say her name. We ain't
gonna say her name.
But she just talks. She just talks.
Don't even shout her out. Let's not even go there. Don't talk about my girl. But
you can put down the phone and walk away.
I could.
Come back. She's still going.
She is.
She's still going.
She is.
That's the handball.
But
that's
what she needs. Someone to just listen. In her life, she doesn't have enough people listening. Sometimes she has so many people in her life taking from her. She needs somebody to listen. So I play that role as a friend, and I just choose to listen. That's it.
Can't do it all the time.
I can't do it all the time. It is
in doses. Can't talk to everybody all the time.
Can't do it all the time. But when I do it, it is worth it, and it's rewarding.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
And
she appreciates it. To people when they mouth on the phone.
I don't think she knows that much about me. That's the funny part.
Exactly, because all you.
But
she thinks she's like you're her spirit animal. To hear her tell it, it's because.
But she'll tell you, and then.
So that's how you can become a fake friend. Just let people run their mouth. But if you want to be a real friendship, I think Give and take is
But
exchange of ideas. And
but see, there's only a room in my life for one person like that. There's not much room for many people that just want.
Then there are family members like that. Family members, the friends you don't choose.
No, the family.
We're not if friends of the family that you choose, then family of the friends.
Listen. Family. We're not touching family. I'm not going there. I have some awesome adopted family who love me dearly, who love me as if they had helped create me themselves. And that is being truly blessed. I've a complicated family.
Don't we all?
So, and since we all have a complicated family, I just rather, yeah.
Shout out to my complicated family.
Shout out to my complicated family. You guys are A1.
Oh, man. We're not going to get invited to any barbecues once quarantine lets up. Better relax.
Listen. The real family, I'll be there anyway.
Absolutely. So do you think coming out of all of this madness we've been through this year, friendships will be stronger in general? And it's a bad question because this is very general. But do you think I think we're gonna see more babies born because people have been inside together. So those quarantine babies are real. It's like quarantine puppies. There's like at least three of the people I work with who now have puppies that didn't have puppies going into quarantine. They got a dog now. They got a family pet.
Are you one of those three?
I am one of. No, there's three others beside me.
Oh, three
others besides us. But I'm one, and I'm like,
we didn't have a quarantine babies. We had a quarantine puppy.
Not yet.
Which made
not
number
yet.
10. No, we're not. No, take a poll on it. We're not. I win, he lose. Seriously, okay.
Quarantine baby number 10?
No.
What do you think?
Yeah, that is Bowser all day. That is our dog's name, and that is him. And he's number 10 for I believe, for the Bakers, for sure. I couldn't imagine.
What do you say?
What would we do with the 10
Take our poll at thebakers.com.
What would we do with the 10 kid baby? What would we do with the 10 baby? Oh my gosh.
I think we move out and let the kids have the space. I couldn't imagine. That would be
our house is full enough.
From 3 to 22.
3 to 22. That is our range. Yes.
And I always shock people with that. I'm like, one going for an MBA and one trying to master the pipe. And they all live with us. You look at you like 9 kids. Like, yeah. No, a cohesive 9. All in the same place.
So guys,
not hither and thither.
That is
all together.
They're all
under this roof. Yes. Me, her, and the tiger and the dog. And we're all good friends here.
We are. We're a close family. We're a really close family.
There's something. So when you got I have 2 siblings. So you don't have much choice. These are your 2 best friends growing up. When you have 9 siblings.
8 siblings.
Do you have, I'm sorry, because you don't count. Oh, she got me with the math. Math is not my strong subject. Grammar, English, logic, all that. But math, not. So you had 8 siblings.
Yes.
There's bound to be some cliques and some relationships within that are closer than others in terms of being friends with each other. Yeah. You think?
Absolutely.
Because you and your 2 brothers are like
peanut butter and jelly. Exactly.
Right?
Well, I'm one of 6. He's one of 3. So being from a sort of sizable family to begin with, and then even on my father's side where it's even bigger with even more brothers, who I'm also close with.
Shout out to the Reed brothers.
Those
are my guys.
I love and adore. It's like, come on, there's so many people to just talk to and bounce off of. If you having a spat with this one, you can go and pick up the phone and talk to that one or that one and get so many different opinions. But when things are bad, you got to remember, they're all coming down on you. Big families. Shout out to everybody who's got a big extended family out there and a big family, so you understand what I'm talking about, because they come on heavy when it's bad and they come on good when everything is going well. So those are all blessings.
They do. Sometimes I hear our kids talking the younger ones. So the 5-year-old and the 6-year-old will be like, we're best friends. And Olivia is 3. She doesn't have a best friend, so Mom, you have to make her a best friend because we're already best friends. Like, they pair up.
So get it together.
And that's where you end up with baby number 10.
No.
If you were younger, sprier, richer, had more patience. We had a lot of patience, but
I have
even
a lot
more,
of patience.
even more patience.
I need to be. Listen.
You need to be a saint. What is that? We have to like find out the steps to become a saint. I think we could possibly apply you.
No.
I'll never get in, but maybe they'll take you.
No.
With the right co-signature.
I'm sure the right co-signatures. Oh no.
Clearly, having 9 kids must put one up for sainthood somewhere.
I have dedicated my life and my body to this family, and at this point, it is now mine. No more babies for this lady. Okay, I'm gonna enjoy.
So she thinks
the next, the next couple decades, baby free. Okay.
I'm done, man.
He has got jokes over here tonight. He has really got jokes tonight.
If I don't change another pamper, I'll be okay. But I'm still changing an occasional mishap.
Yes, because she's
potty training.
But when it's done, it's going to be done. I'm looking forward to it being done. But other than that, I feel that we have been blessed with good people around us and in our lives. Other than that, I'm blessed for you guys and my family. We're such a close family. We spend a lot of our time together.
We do.
More than
and now we do this together. And
we do.
I love you for doing this.
My kids are like,
because sometimes it's not easy to do this. Sometimes it's not easy to do this. But she puts up with me and us. And we're happy. No, we appreciate you. We really, really.
I love it. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
So this is like, so technically, when you go that, like, this is my best friend here. No offense to my.
But if you guys are watching us, and we did start a YouTube page called The Bakers. We are going to put some of we're going to do family vlogs on there. So just to kind of give you guys a peek into our everyday life and why we live and what we do. So if you guys want to check us out, go and subscribe. The Bakers on YouTube.
Can I see it now?
That will be coming there.
If you want more of The Bakers, hit subscribe below. I live to say that.
He lives to say that.
So you can watch me saying that.
We'll be adding some.
Hey, check me out on TikTok.
So
I'll be doing TikToks these days.
He does do TikTok.
I'm a TikTok artiste.
He is.
Burgeoning TikTok artiste. Much to my children's chagrin, they're like, "Dad, you're embarrassing me. You're ending my life, Dad. Stop doing that." I'm like, no, I kind of like this TikTok. They don't like it.
I do not do TikTok.
They don't like it at all.
But we will be doing.
We're trying to get her to do some TikToks. No, I think she'd be a great TikToker. Great, phenomenal TikToker in the making.
I'll leave it for him and the kids. That's their bonding.
Who doesn't like videos? Who doesn't like music and videos and lip syncing to things and then putting filters on your face and making a big head and dancing?
I don't have time to make TikToks.
You make time to make TikTok. It don't take that long. I don't. Our 5-year-old sets up like her production studio to do TikToks in the living room.
Yes.
She'll just put the camera. She'll put the phone on the back of like the little scooter thing. So she pushes it so it's the effect of it's like a boom camera. So she's like a young Spielberg doing her thing. Very proud of it. And she DJs too.
She does. He has her scratching and everything.
Yep.
He really does.
Start him young.
He's teaching her. But no, no TikToks for me. You guys got that. If I do make it, it would be private. And so the kids, their kids' pages are private as well. I don't do that for social media.
Be a grown woman with a private TikTok, like really? Really?
And all my 5-year-old is private as well. He's not on.
I'm not private. You can check me out on TikTok. I'm Arthur9887 something. I don't remember my number. But God damn it, I'm good.
You should know your number. You have to put it out there. You should know your number.
But damn it, I'm good. Okay?
But again, if you guys, thank you for watching. If you tuned in, if you want to catch us on some family vlogs just to see what it's like being one of the bakers and being with us in a day in a life, we are uploading videos coming soon to our YouTube page called The Bakers. Check it out, subscribe so you guys know when we upload, and definitely check us out.
I want to put the YouTube up there.
So
but for now, have a safe and wonderful rest of the weekend. We actually might check y'all out tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Because tomorrow is Saturday. I wonder if you'll be ready to talk about homeschooling by then.
No, it'll be a day after the whole homeschooling epidemic, so I'm sure I will.
Check us out on YouTube, like the little puppy said.
Check us out if you want to
This
see
puppy's like 9 feet tall now.
living with 9 kids and this guy.
And the puppy's like 9 feet tall. The puppy in the graphic there. There, let me see if I get my finger to him.
No, you can't
there.
stop.
The puppy in the graphic.
Well, he's not that little anymore.
He's 9 feet tall now.
He's not that little anymore.
He's a grown man.
He's not. Dog. He's still a puppy. He's 8 months. But if you want to see what it's like, check us out. There's a baby in the background right there.
There's always a baby.
It's one of our little ones.
Until later. Ciao for now, guys. Facebook.
Good night.
Good night.